but we're not making love no more. We're not even trying to change. Tell me how it slips away. Does it ever stay true? You let me sing it. Whoa, whoa. I said, whoa, whoa. Dumelambo maseve. This week we are in the Audi Q3 35 TFSI S-Line Black Edition, and we're gonna have a conversation. Wow, Cisco guys. Let me see that song. Started with the exterior of the Audi Q3, and I think outside it looks absolutely stunning. So you get this one, which is the normal SUV, and you have a Sportback. The Q3 Sportback is the one with the sloping roofline like a coupe and a SUV, but I have the normal SUV on test. Large 19-inch wheels, these thick plump tires that I really like. This color is dubbed as a certain kind of gray, but it looks a bit green, so you guys can comment down below, what are you seeing, gray or green? And I think on the exterior it's a beautiful car. I've always wondered why there are so many Q3s until when I got it on test, and I was like, guys, these are such pretty vehicles on the outside. You have contrasting side mirrors that have black caps on them. You have a little bit of a roof rail, these nice LED headlamps. I think on the exterior it looks really good, and with it being the Black Edition, you can see that the badge and some of the decals on the car are blacked out, so giving it a bit of a more sporty and a more pronounced look and a bit of a more stealthier look. So I think on the exterior they knocked it out the park. The Q3 is actually a very, very gorgeous car. Now let's move on to the interior. What is the inside of the Audi Q3 T5 35 TFSI like? What is that? What's the interior like? So on the interior, you are met by very much an Audi interior, a very tried and tested interior. The one thing that I picked up about this car is that the quality of materials used in here are absolutely, absolutely stunning. You have a flat bottom steering wheel over here. You have your digital cluster up front, which I really like. Looks really good, very nice on the eye, very easy on the eye also. You have your infotainment system screen that has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. 2 USB-C ports. Your climate control menus is buttons and round knobs and whatever. You have a conventional volume button as well, which is really, really, really cool. I love this gear lever also. Very simple, very well laid out. And with it being a bit of a more sportier edition of this vehicle, you have these really cool sport door handles. I feel like they look very different. I feel like they protrude. So on the interior, I'm very much happy. I love the seats quite a lot. I love the seats. You have a contrast of leather and a bit of Alcantara. You also have this large panoramic sunroof in this car, a black roof lining. So happy about that. You also get electric seats for the driver and the passenger. So a very well equipped interior, to be quite honest. Not much to fault about. You also have a multifunction steering wheel in this car, air vents at the back. So a very nice and well equipped interior, also with the 2 cup holders in front here. So I really do like the interior. Now let's get into the drive. What is powering the Audi Q3? The Q3 is powered by the 1.4 liter TFSI engine that produces 110 kilowatts and 250 Newton meters of torque. I think the gearbox is an 8-speed Tiptronic, I'm not too sure. So this is the same gearbox we tested in the Q2. And I think you can also find it in the 1.4 liter T-Roc. So very much a tried and tested engine, and to be quite honest, it's one of my favorite engines because it's very punchy, very energetic, and it drives very beautifully. However, I'm having a little bit of issues with this whole gearbox and this engine in the Q3. So the application in the Q3 is very different from the Q2, and I think it's because of the size of the car. The Q2 is much smaller, so it is a bit more nimble, and you could feel the power outputs a bit better. And here you are experiencing a bit of lag. You know, overtaking is a little bit tedious. It revs a bit too high. I'm not sure what happened here, because for me to have an enjoyable experience in this car, I have to put it in sport mode. So when I'm driving in just comfort or whatever, it's fine, but it does lag a bit. It takes some time to just get some momentum. However, it's nothing that I can really be fussing about. In terms of fuel economy, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'll put it on the screen. I'll put my fuel consumption on the screen. However, it's not really a very it's not a guzzler. It's not much of a guzzler. When I compared it to the GLA that we had recently, The GLA was about what? On a full tank, I got about 400 Ks. Whereas in this one, I'm getting about 680. I got 680 Ks on a full tank. So the GLA was 430 Ks. This is 680. So very, very efficient kind of car. But it is VW Audi Group. So, efficiency is part of their mandate. So I think just the application of the car in terms of the driving, the engine might not work well. I know there's a 40 TFSI that produces 140 kilowatts. I would love to drive that one. But I think if you want something that's a bit more energetic and a bit more punchy, you'll have to spend a little bit more and get into that one. But if you just like really want to get into something nice, something premium, you won't go wrong with this 1.4. And I don't think you'll be too frustrated with it. So now let's get into the verdict. What does maseve think of the Audi Q3? Why do I say T5? TFSI. The 3.5 TFSI. So, full verdict. So, this car is in a segment with the BMW X1, the Volvo XC40, the Lexus UX, the Mercedes-Benz GLA. So, it's your entry kind of car into the segment. We can add the Q2 there, but this is actually the proper rival to the cars I've mentioned. And I think this car shines very well for itself. I like this car personally. I think it's very pretty. Look at that guy behind me. He's looking at me. Joking. So I think this car shines very well for itself in this segment. Very beautiful exterior, very beautiful interior, very good boot space, fully fetched spare wheel in the back. So it is quite a full party, a whole experience in this car. I really like it. The pricing for this car is 866,000 Rand. And on this unit that we're testing, they only added a color. So this full price for this car is 869,000 Rand. Which I think is actually quite fair. You still have not touched 900,000 Rand. Unlike in the GLA we tested. The GLA was what, 920 something thousand Rand. This has an S-Line kit, the black edition, the niceties, and you're still not paying 900,000 Rand. So I think as a package, it makes a whole lot of sense. I'd be very conflicted if I had to choose between this one and the X1 because I love the diesel X1. But I've also grown to love this car quite a lot. It's a fabulous car. Very little things to fault about it. It's just the application of this engine that is giving me a bit of stress. Mara, it's a nice car, guys. Like I feel like a boss David so it's like I've got my life together. Successful woman Ozamanga Audi. That's how this car makes me feel. But yeah, so my full verdict is that this is actually a very stunning product. Audis are very good. However, if you do want the Sportback, that's where you're going to breach the 900,000 Rand mark. I think that's significantly more. And obviously, if you go up in the engine trims, you're going to pay more. I do, however, understand that we have become quite a price-sensitive market, right? Especially with the influx of the Chinese, we are always looking for the best bargain, right? You can argue that you have the cars, and this is not just in isolation to the Q3. I'm also talking about cars like the X1, Volvo XC40 and all those ones. We've become very price sensitive because of the influx of the Chinese vehicles. However, we need to also understand that these guys have been premium for a very long time. They've been aspirational vehicles and cars that we move into after we've driven like your Polos, your i10s and your i20s. So there is definitely a market for them. If you're a small family or if you're single like me, you have no dog, no man, no cat, you are just living your life, no prospect of a husband or a rich husband, like you just don't know what's going on with your life, but you have a little bit of money, and you want to get something into something a bit more premium and something with a bit of a raised ride height and something that looks really good, I would definitely recommend the Audi Q3. Fully, wholeheartedly, wholly, it's a beautiful, beautiful car. It's a very stunning offering. I don't think I've sang a car's praises like this outside of the X1, especially in this segment. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Audi Q3. Would you buy it or would you not buy it? And actually, let's just have a conversation about it. Ultimately, for me, I'm going to give the Audi Q3 a solid 8 out of 10, probably an 8.5 even. It's just the engine application. If I was able to get my hands on the 40 TFSI, I would, and then I'd test it out because I think that will be a bit better, especially for the size of this vehicle. And I think at 866,000 Rand, it is an absolutely stunning car. You can argue that if you want something that has a bigger displacement, like a 2-liter, the T-Roc R-Line is your guy. Very good looking car, albeit it is a VW, not very much in the same segment as this. Probably build-wise, it is the same segment, but that's not much of a premium or luxury car. But I can definitely say that if you don't want to spend 866,000 Rand on an Audi, then definitely look at the VW T-Roc R line. Maybe there's cars I've missed, but I think an 8 out of 10 is a beautiful, beautiful rating. This car is really well equipped. I think the spec as it is absolutely perfect, comprehensive, and yeah, I really like this car, guys. I don't know why I'm drawn to an Audi. That's new. And that is it from me, maseve. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you guys think of the Audi Q3 35 TFSI, the black edition. What do you guys like? What don't you like? Do you think the pricing is good? And let's have a general conversation. Yeah, I need to go work. I came back and I need to go work. Sorry if you guys were seeing flowers in this booth the whole time. I just got back from an event and I literally just got into a baptism of fire. I was just back at work, trying to make ends meet, because we don't know if we'll find rich husbands, so we're trying to become rich by ourselves. But hey guys, high cost of living is too high, but only I do it wait. I also need to eat. I've only had coffee this morning. Yeah, I'm trying to see what I'm gonna eat. Anyway guys, let me get going. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for the support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to watch those ads. Please watch those ads, because Kulavega Gucci and all that jazz. Okay guys, bye. I'm talking too much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.